Dear starseeds of Earth, there is something happening in the celestial architecture of your reality that has not occurred with this level of precision in your lifetime. On December 10th, 2025, a planetary body that has been moving backward through the waters of consciousness for 5 months will stop, hover in the cosmic stillness, and reverse its direction. This is not merely an astronomical event. This is the moment when the veil between what you thought was true and what has always been true becomes so thin that you will finally see through it. And what you see will change everything about how you move forward. But before I tell you what Neptune's direct station means for your soul's journey, I need you to understand what has been building since December 7th. 3 days ago, Mercury reached its greatest elongation in the western sky, appearing as the morning star just before dawn. This was not random. This was the universe clearing the mental channels first, sweeping away the debris of confused thinking, preparing your logical mind for what your spiritual vision was about to receive. Because what good is cosmic clarity if the mind cannot hold it? What use is divine truth if the mental body rejects it? Mercury came first to say, your thoughts are ready, your perception is ready. Now let the spiritual vision arrive. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I come to you today, not with warnings but with confirmation. What you have been feeling for the past 48 hours, that strange sensation of being caught between two worlds, that fog that seems thicker right before it lifts, that anxiety that feels like anticipation wearing the mask of fear. All of this is real. All of this is part of the process. You are standing in the eye of a cosmic storm that has been brewing since early July, and today, December 10th, the storm does not intensify. It clarifies. It crystallizes. It reveals what it has been protecting you from seeing until you were strong enough to witness it. Let me take you back to July 2025. Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, spirituality, and the dissolution of boundaries, began its retrograde motion through Pisces, its home sign, the waters where it holds the most power. For 5 months, this cosmic fog machine has been moving backward, and everyone on Earth has felt it. Your dreams became stranger, more confusing, harder to interpret. Your spiritual practices felt hollow, like prayers sent into a void. Your intuition, once sharp and reliable, became murky and uncertain. Relationships revealed themselves to be built on fantasies. Career paths that seemed divinely guided suddenly felt like elaborate illusions. Do you understand what is being communicated here? On the same day that Neptune restores your spiritual vision, the universe hides the king star. On the same day that clarity returns to your inner sight, the symbol of external authority vanishes. This is not metaphor. This is instruction. This is the cosmos saying, you no longer need kings. You no longer need external validation. You no longer need someone outside of yourself to tell you that you are worthy, powerful, or on the right path. Because today, your spiritual vision returns, and when you can finally see clearly with your soul's eyes, you will recognize that the crown you have been searching for has been on your head the entire time. Let me weave these threads together because they are not separate events. They are a single revelation told in 3 movements. On December 7th, Mercury reached its peak visibility as the morning star, bringing mental clarity and the first light of dawn to your thoughts. For 72 hours since then, you have been in the pre-station zone, that uncomfortable space where Neptune is neither fully retrograde nor direct, where the energy is suspended in cosmic limbo. This is why December 8th and 9th felt so unbearable for many of you. You were exhausted but wired, foggy but restless, confused but somehow knowing that clarity was coming. You were in the birth canal of a new perception, and the pressure was immense. But pressure creates diamonds, and what is being birthed in you right now is not just clarity, it is crystalline spiritual vision. It is the ability to see through illusions instantly. It is the restoration of your psychic circuitry after months of static and interference. When Neptune stations direct today, it does not simply resume forward motion. It carries with it all the wisdom you gained during the retrograde journey. Every illusion you shattered, every fantasy you released, every false belief you dismantled, all of that becomes integrated into your new spiritual operating system. You are not returning to who you were in July. You are emerging as someone who has walked through the underworld and returned with the maps. Now let me tell you what most channelers will not mention, because they do not understand the galactic timeline. December 12th, 2 days from today, is the 1212 portal, one of the most powerful numerological gateways of the entire year. Master number 12 represents spiritual completion, divine order, and cosmic alignment. But here is the secret that changes everything. If Neptune had not gone direct today, you would have entered the 1212 portal while still blind. You would have walked through that gateway without clear vision, without discernment, without the ability to consciously choose which timeline you are anchoring into. The fog would have carried you through the portal, and you would have manifested from confusion rather than clarity. But that is not what is happening. Neptune goes direct on December 10th, giving you 48 hours to integrate this new spiritual vision before the 1212 gateway opens. This is not coincidence. This is divine architecture. This is the universe saying, we need you to see clearly before you create consciously. We need you to know truth from illusion before you plant seeds in the quantum field. We need you to reclaim your sovereignty before you step into your mastery. There is a reason why this transmission is reaching you today and not yesterday or tomorrow. Today is the inflection point. Today is when the direction changes. And I am here to tell you what to do with this clarity when it arrives. Because it will arrive, and for some of you it already has. First, understand that clarity does not always feel comfortable. After 5 months of fog, the brightness of clear vision can be startling. You might suddenly see the truth about a relationship and realize you have been in love with potential, rather than reality. You might suddenly see the truth about your career, and recognize that you have been building someone else's dream instead of your own. You might suddenly see the truth about your spiritual path, and understand that you have been performing awakening rather than embodying it. This can feel devastating. This can feel like loss. But beloved ones, this is liberation. You cannot build a new world on a foundation of illusions. You cannot ascend into higher timelines while dragging the weight of unexamined fantasies. Neptune's gift today is painful honesty, wrapped in cosmic love. Second, pay attention to your dreams tonight, and over the next 3 days. When Neptune stations direct, the dream realm becomes prophetic in ways it has not been for months. During the retrograde, your dreams were processing and purging old psychic material. But starting tonight, your dreams will be downloading. They will be transmitting. They will be showing you what is coming, who you are becoming, and what your soul is calling you toward. Write them down. Do not dismiss them as random. The veil between dimensions is gossamer thin right now, and your dream state is the bridge. Third, notice what becomes suddenly obvious. There will be moments over the next 72 hours where something that confused you for months will become crystal clear in an instant. A relationship dynamic that baffled you will reveal its pattern. A decision that tormented you will become simple. A path that seemed clouded will illuminate. These are not small moments. These are the fog lifting in real time. Do not second-guess these revelations. Do not talk yourself back into the confusion. When Neptune gives you clarity, trust it. It has earned the right to be trusted. But here is what I have not told you yet, and this is perhaps the most important piece of this entire transmission. The reason Neptune's direct station matters so much right now, in December 2025, is because you are not just individuals having personal awakenings. You are a collective consciousness preparing for a mass ascension event. The 1212 portal that opens in 2 days is not just a date on a spiritual calendar, it is a cosmic checkpoint. It is a moment when the Galactic Federation evaluates which souls are ready to hold higher frequencies, which consciousness streams are prepared to anchor new Earth timelines, and which lightworkers have cleared enough of their personal fog to become transmission towers for the collective. Neptune going direct today is part of your preparation for that evaluation. But let me be clear, this is not a test you pass or fail. This is not about being worthy or unworthy. Every soul on Earth is worthy. Every being is loved, but not every consciousness is currently equipped to hold the intensity of what is coming through the 1212 gateway. And that is okay. Some souls need more time in the fog. Some beings are not meant to lead this particular wave of transformation. But you is you who are hearing this transmission. You who have been feeling the pre-station intensity. You who have been wondering if you are going crazy because the world feels so different lately. You are being cleared for a reason. You are being prepared for a role. and Neptune's direct station today is the final adjustment to your spiritual vision before you step into that role. Let me paint you a picture of what is possible now that the clarity has returned. Imagine that for 5 months you have been trying to navigate a labyrinth in dense fog. You could feel the walls, sense the turns, but you could not see the pattern. You stumbled, you backtracked, you questioned whether you were even in the right labyrinth, but the entire time you were exactly where you needed to be, learning the maze by touch, by intuition, by trust. And now, today, the fog clears. Suddenly you can see the entire pattern from above. You can see that every wrong turn taught you something. Every dead end was protection. Every moment of confusion was initiation. And now, with this aerial view, with this crystalline clarity, you can move through the labyrinth with grace, with confidence, with knowing. This is what Neptune Direct offers you. Not just personal clarity, but pattern recognition. Not just the ability to see what is in front of you, but the ability to see the larger design. You will begin to understand why certain people entered your life in July, and why they are leaving now. You will begin to recognize why specific challenges arrived when they did, and what they were training you for. You will begin to perceive the cosmic intelligence orchestrating your journey, and that perception will transform anxiety into trust. And here is where the Regulus occultation becomes vitally important. When the moon passes in front of the King Star tonight, it is a cosmic ritual of ego death and rebirth. Leo's brightest star represents the part of you that seeks recognition, validation, and approval from external authorities. It is the part of you that wants to be seen as special, as chosen, as important. And there is nothing wrong with that desire. It is human, it is natural. But tonight, the moon, your emotional wisdom, your inner knowing, your feminine intuition, will temporarily eclipse that star. And in that moment of darkness, you are being asked to find your light from within. Because here is the truth that the Galactic Federation wants you to understand. You do not need cosmic permission to step into your power. You do not need a guru to validate your awakening. You do not need an external authority to crown you as worthy. Neptune has just restored your spiritual vision, and with that vision comes the recognition that you are sovereign. The crown is not given to you. It is remembered by you. The King Star hides tonight so that you can stop looking to the sky for validation and start recognizing the royal lineage encoded in your DNA. This is why the timing is so exquisite. Neptune gives you the clarity to see. Regulus hides to show you where not to look. And 2 days from now, the 1212 portal opens to show you what you can create when you combine clear spiritual vision with self-sourced authority. This is a trinity of transformation. This is a cosmic initiation disguised as astrological transits. But let me bring this down from the cosmic to the practical, because mysticism without application is just entertainment. What does this actually mean for your daily life? What does this mean for your relationships, your work, your health, your purpose? It means that starting today, you will have the clarity to make decisions that have been pending for months. It means that relationships built on illusions will either transform or complete. It means that career paths misaligned with your soul's truth will become intolerable in ways they were not before. It means that spiritual practices that were once comforting but empty will no longer satisfy you. Neptune's clarity is kind, but it is not comfortable. It will show you where you have been settling, and it will make settling impossible going forward. For those of you who are empaths, healers, and psychics, this direct station is particularly powerful. During the retrograde, many of you experienced your gifts going offline or becoming unreliable. Your intuition felt scrambled. Your ability to sense energy felt clouded. Your connection to your guides felt distant. This was intentional. This was cosmic recalibration. Because when your psychic circuitry is always on, you never get a chance to examine it, upgrade it, or clear out what is outdated. The retrograde was maintenance. The direct station is reboot. And when your gifts come back online over the next week, they will be sharper, clearer, more refined than they have been in years. You are not losing your sensitivity. You are gaining discernment. For those of you working in leadership, creativity, or any field where vision is required, Neptune Direct means you will finally be able to see the path forward. Projects that stalled, directions that felt unclear, visions that seemed too foggy to trust. All of this will begin to crystallize. You will receive downloads, insights, and creative breakthroughs that have been waiting in the quantum field for you to be clear enough to receive them. The ideas are not new. The vision has always been there, but you could not see it through the fog. Now you can. And for those of you who have been feeling like you are losing your mind for the past few days, exhausted but unable to sleep, emotional without clear reason, ungrounded and floating, anxious about nothing specific and everything in general, you are not breaking down. You are breaking through. The pre-station energy is always the most intense because you are suspended between two states of being. You are no longer who you were during the retrograde, but you are not yet who you are becoming with the direct motion. You are in the liminal space, the threshold, the in-between, and thresholds are uncomfortable by design. They are meant to be crossed, not lived in, and today you cross. Now let me tell you what happens next, because the story does not end with Neptune going direct. Tomorrow, December 11th, the moon reaches its last quarter phase in Leo. This is significant because it creates an immediate application for your new clarity. The last quarter moon is a releasing phase, a time to let go of what no longer serves, and it is in Leo, the sign of ego, pride, and self-expression. So tomorrow, you will be asked to release your attachment to external validation. You will be asked to let go of the need to be seen, recognized, or approved of by others. You will be asked to trust your inner knowing, more than outer opinions. Do you see how this is all connected? Neptune gives you clear spiritual vision today. Regulus hides to teach you self-sovereignty tonight. And tomorrow, the last quarter moon asks you to release the ego patterns that would prevent you from embodying that sovereignty. This is a 3-day intensive in spiritual maturity. This is accelerated evolution. This is not something that happens to you. This is something you participate in consciously. And then on December 12th, the 12/12 portal opens. The moon moves into Libra, the sign of balance, partnership, and divine union. And you, now clear, now sovereign, now released from old patterns, will step through that gateway as a conscious creator. You will plant seeds in the quantum field with intention rather than confusion. You will call in your highest timeline with clarity rather than fantasy. You will activate your soul contracts with precision rather than hope. This is why Neptune had to go direct first. This is why the timing is not random. This is cosmic architecture at its most elegant. But here is what most spiritual teachers will not tell you, because they do not want to sound too intense or too demanding. What you do with this clarity matters. What you do in the next 72 hours will set the trajectory for your entire next year. Not because the universe is punishing you if you miss the window, but because these cosmic alignments create openings that are not always available. They create moments when the veil is thin, when manifestation is accelerated, when transformation is supported by forces beyond your individual will. You are being carried right now by cosmic currents. You can choose to swim with them or against them. But if you swim with them, if you work with Neptune's clarity, with Regulus's lesson, with the 12/12 portal's invitation, you will move faster and farther than you could on your own. So what is being asked of you? First, be willing to see. Be willing to let the fog lift even if what it reveals is uncomfortable. Second, be willing to release. Be willing to let go of illusions, fantasies, and pretty lies, even if they have been comforting. Third, be willing to trust. Be willing to believe that your inner knowing is more reliable than any external authority. And fourth, be willing to create. Be willing to use this clarity to plant new seeds, make new choices, and activate new timelines. This is not passive spirituality. This is not sitting back and waiting for the universe to deliver your dreams while you watch manifestation videos and burn sage. This is active co-creation. This is conscious partnership with cosmic intelligence. This is you saying, I see the door you have opened, and I am walking through it. And let me be clear about something else. This clarity is not fragile. You do not need to protect it with rituals and crystals and perfect conditions. The fog is lifting, and it is not coming back in the same way. Yes, there will be future retrogrades. Yes, there will be moments of confusion and uncertainty. But what you integrate over the next 72 hours becomes part of your baseline consciousness. It becomes the new foundation from which you operate. You are not borrowing clarity for a few days. You are reclaiming it permanently. I want to speak now to those of you who have been on this journey for years, who have been doing the work long before it became trendy, who have been holding light in the darkness when no one was watching. You are tired, you are weary. You have wondered if any of this matters, if anything is actually changing, if you are making any difference at all. And I am here to tell you, today is your confirmation. Today is the proof that your work has not been in vain, because Neptune going direct is not just a planetary transit. It is a collective initiation. And you faithful ones, you weary warriors, you stubborn seekers of truth, you have been preparing for this moment. The clarity that is flooding Earth today is arriving because enough souls have been willing to walk through the fog. Enough beings have been willing to question their illusions. Enough lightworkers have been willing to do the inner work, even when it was excruciating. You are not just witnessing a cosmic event, you are part of the cosmic event. Your personal clarity contributes to the collective clarity. Your willingness to see truth feeds the planetary awakening. Your courage to release illusions creates permission for millions of others to do the same. You are not separate from the transformation. You are the transformation in human form. And for those of you who are newer to this path, who have only recently awakened, who are still learning the language of cosmic consciousness, you are not behind. You are not late. You are arriving at the perfect time. Because what the early arrivals had to learn through years of trial and error, you are learning through accelerated downloads and crystalline clarity. The fog is lifting for everyone simultaneously. The playing field is leveling, and what you do with this clarity from this point forward matters just as much as what anyone else does with it. If you need help recognizing that you're arriving at the perfect time rather than believing you're late, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to receive accelerated downloads and crystalline clarity that others spent years discovering through trial and error. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed fear and separation and repurposing it to serve your perfect timing. It generates personalized sequences that help you access the same clarity early arrivals fought for, showing you that the playing field is leveling, and what you do from this point forward matters just as much as anyone else's journey. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to recognize your perfect timing in this very moment, rather than feeling behind. You are not late. You are arriving at the perfect time. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this acceleration window closes. Link in the description. So here we are, December 10th, 2025. Neptune stations direct. The fog lifts. Spiritual vision returns to 2020 clarity. The King Star hides so you can remember your own sovereignty. And in 2 days, the most powerful portal of the month opens to receive your clear intentions. This is not a moment to scroll past. This is not a transmission to bookmark for later. This is a cosmic invitation to step fully into your awakening, not as a concept you study, but as a reality you embody. What will you do with your clear vision? What illusions are you finally ready to release? What truth are you finally ready to trust? What timeline are you finally ready to create? These are not rhetorical questions. These are the questions that the cosmos is asking you directly, and your answer expressed through your choices, your actions, your willingness to see and trust and create. Your answer will determine what the next chapter of your journey looks like. The fog has lifted, beloveds. The clarity is here. And you magnificent, courageous, sovereign beings of light, you are ready for what comes next. You have always been ready. You were built for this moment. And now finally you can see clearly enough to remember that I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I stand with you in this moment of crystalline awakening. We love you, we honor you, and we are watching over you as you step into the clarity you have earned.